Hi to all our friends, our viewers, everyone who has been with us all through these years. This is another episode of Speak, and this is part of the iGreyhound talk show of Foundation University. But this one is kind of a little different because we're going to be talking about some serious stuff and at the same time make it light for the benefit also of our viewers. So may I introduce our initial? No, he is not our initial guest, but he has always been with us all through these years, but this time on a different format because we are in Speak. So may I introduce one of the stalwarts, one of our administrators in the university, in the person of the Dean of the College of Agriculture, Mr. Jobert Kleine Koerkamp. Hi, Jobert. Pleasant
Good
afternoon.
afternoon to you too, Ma'am Henove, and to everybody listening today.
Yes. Agriculture, of course,
Yes.
this goes without saying that we shall be talking about careers in agriculture, opportunities that are open to everybody. But first and foremost, can we break the stereotype of somebody who would go into agriculture as their career? What usually is in the minds of parents, perhaps, or even students who would like to pursue a career in agriculture or maybe enroll in a degree program in agriculture?
In terms of parents or students wanting to pursue agriculture, traditionally agriculture is not one of those high-earning careers.
Okay.
Unlike nursing, unlike
Yeah.
accountancy,
Yeah.
engineering, which is usually you have higher income at the end of your course. So parents paying for their children's education will usually look for those higher, higher
Yeah,
paying
or
jobs.
more lucrative, no?
More lucrative jobs, yeah. Although for agriculture also it's picking up, especially like if you go to other places, other farms abroad, and then they make decent, they make very good money as well. It's difficult, but they do make decent money. Do you actually need all those years in agriculture for that? Sometimes you can do with a lot of experience lang, but still agriculture as a field can be quite lucrative.
Okay. And there is now it's a buzzword, no? Agriculture vis-a-vis what we call as green careers or green farming or isn't that not exactly a misnomer, but isn't that a redundancy? Green careers, green agriculture?
Yeah, I mean, agriculture traditionally, um, society asks a lot from agriculture. They want agriculture to provide safe, nutritious food,
Okay.
provide decent employment, and at the same time not harming the environment. Agriculture is notorious for putting out pollutants, destroying soil, polluting the waters, maybe having some residues in your food. So with more awareness and more demand from the consumers, agriculture has to also adapt and give what the consumers and the society demands from it: safe food without harming the environment. Hence, you have that also a shift towards more sustainable practices in agriculture, and with that also more technologies and more varied careers also in agriculture, like for terms of monitoring for soil and water quality and stuff like that.
Yeah. What initiatives or perhaps things that we have been doing already at Foundation
Right.
University, which would go into something that you had described, like healthier, more sustainable?
Right. So, for example, siguro our foundation is quite famous for its hydroponics. With the vegetables that we have in the hydroponics, usually it's lettuce. But hydroponics was born out of, agriculture consumes a lot of water. Majority of the water used globally goes to agriculture. Um, but with hydroponics, we use maybe 30% or less water compared to field agriculture. So that's one way to minimize the use of water. Safe in terms of there's no contact with soil.
Yeah.
So kung may mga pathogens in the soil, you don't get that with the products grown hydroponically. So in that sense, it's safer. So that's one thing that foundation is known for. Then we also have the mushroom, which works well in this idea of circularity. You use waste materials from bananas and rice, and then we use them to grow mushroom. So at least we're not wasting those byproducts of
Yeah.
other commodities. We use it to produce
Okay.
a different one.
Do we, there's such a term, no? Do we culture
We
mushroom
culture
here? We
mushroom.
culture
Yeah,
mushroom.
we do.
Okay, okay. And we have a farm in Azagra
Right,
Tanhay
right.
and also in Amlan. So what exactly can our students or perhaps even those who would like to come to Foundation University to take up a degree in agriculture expect out of those facilities, Sir Jobert?
Yeah, so for Amlan, that's the that's a designated organic farm of
Okay.
the school. So we're following the standards for organic farming. In Asagra, that's where bulk of the activities are at the moment. So you have
Okay.
the darag chicken, you have some vegetables. Once the irrigation is set up, we'll put down our cacao and the bananas. So that will be a new project for the school. And obviously we have that Itik Pinas
Yeah.
project. So
Okay.
they will be starting to lay September. So expect quite a, balot,
Yeah.
salted eggs.
Yes.
Ano pa.
Wow. Yeah. We have not had harvested
No,
anything yet. Not yet. No.
they were, no, this
Not
will be
yet.
the first
Okay.
laying na
Yeah.
season nila.
Yes, yes. So in other words, here at Foundation University, we have a combination of both traditional and modern farming. Is that how it is?
Yeah. Although sometimes you get bogged down with what's traditional, what's conventional, and all that.
Okay.
But I think we what we can describe kaning atong sistema sa foundation is
Yeah.
we adapt and we try to look forward as well.
Okay.
For example, that hydroponics, I think that's the first in the city. It was set up by Sir Dean and the former dean of the college. So they were one of the first people to implement that kind of farming here. And then the Itik Pinas were the only breeder in
I
three
think in the
regions.
province,
In the region
or
as
in
well.
the region, yeah. Oo.
So yeah, that's another
Yeah.
thing that we're the only ones doing it. Hopefully, we're not the only ones later on. We're the first,
Yes,
but
yes.
hopefully, more people get into the
Maybe
idea of it.
even all over the country, perhaps.
It's going on in other parts of the
yeah,
country,
right,
but for the
right.
region, we're more or less
Okay.
we're the
Something like
center for
the
the
or the pioneer.
pioneer here.
Very good, very
Right,
good. But generally speaking, Sir Jobert, no, coming from your viewpoint as an agriculturist and also somebody who is in the academe, in the Philippines setting, no, very very quickly, and maybe not too technical about it, no, is there a thrust, no, on modern farming or more on traditional farming still or conventional farming?
No, I think there is a thrust, especially in how the government is hell bent on trying to get more people back into agriculture. The
Okay,
population
yeah.
of farmers are getting older.
Yes,
How do you
yes,
get
yes.
young people engaged
Right,
in
right.
farming?
Yeah.
And how to make it, they call it sexy, how to make agriculture cool
Or attractive.
or
Yeah,
attractive.
right.
Right
Yeah.
now, obviously, it starts with being lucrative. That if you make money from it, it's going to be attractive real quick.
Yeah, right, right.
But in terms of technologies, you have Internet of Things, so you have digitalization, you have the drones, so people that like to operate those drones
Yeah.
they can use that. So that makes it more fun. And also, because of the demands also by the consumers, you have to be more careful about what you put into the soil, what you put into the plants, and so there's another set of careers for monitoring and all that. So
Yeah. So it's a pretty lucrative course, no? Especially if you join, for example, government or even the private sector, no?
right. And we're hoping that more of our graduates go into the private sector as well, no?
Ay,
Just to
okay.
push the industry
Yeah, right, right,
forward.
right. We were talking about green careers,
Right.
no? Just like the blue economy for the ocean and so on. Is there a particular innovative green career that you can specifically mention where we may deviate, no, from the conventional or the traditional and promote sustainability? I'm just thinking aloud also.
All right. So I think when we talk about the green careers in
Yeah.
agriculture,
Yes, yes.
probably one of the first things we can start with is promoting green practices in the way food is produced.
Okay.
So you just put on certain standards like how much of this input you can use. For example, manggod kaning people get afraid of kaning daghang pesticides
Yeah, exactly,
sa
no?
vegetables nila or
Yeah,
sa food.
yeah.
So being able to manage that well, that's already a shift in the right direction, in my opinion. So at least, I think if you start out with the production, then it's all right. And then in the monitoring side, then people check for what you're doing to your soil, to your water, in terms of like more automation. That's also quite interesting. And so that branches out through kaning mga
Yeah.
IT courses that
Okay.
they can use, which incidentally, we're excited in entertaining some of the IT students for their mga capstone.
Yeah,
Hopefully, and that's
right,
related
right.
to agriculture, so that's quite
Yeah.
interesting as well.
Yeah. Agriculture, after all, no, aside from like veering towards the non-traditional, would actually cater to those who may want to go into science-related courses, no? Because after all, agriculture is the name of your career or your degree program is Bachelor of Science in
Right. Right.
Agriculture, no?
Right.
So you have more of the science courses, you have more perhaps of those that would really help our soon-to-be graduates, no, to become scientifically inclined and so on. But let us say, let's use Foundation University as an example. No? Let us say that here at Foundation, we have unlimited resources when it comes to developing green career programs,
Yeah.
specifically in agriculture. How would we go about it kaya, no?
Right.
And how would it work?
Well, if we had unlimited resources, it's
Yeah,
easy to say,
unlimited
no?
talaga,
I think
oo.
well, for me personally, the what would be interesting would be incorporating more um, tools for our students and the faculty in general, no? In terms of automation of the different processes in agriculture, not just in the production but also in the monitoring on how much you
Okay.
can, what you are doing. Okay? When talk about green economy, that's usually with the environment.
Right.
So you can't really say you're doing a good job unless you can measure it. So creating those types of systems,
Okay.
that would be interesting, and
Yeah.
I think that would be helpful also.
Yes, and while you're speaking, Sir Jobert, no, there are our viewers out there who may also want to go into, backyard farming,
Right.
no, because after all, then they would be on the lookout, no, for maybe or pesticides that they should not use, or really fresh vegetables that they can simply just harvest
That's
or
right.
pluck out, no, from their backyard. Would something like that be feasible in a growing city? I'm thinking about the spaces that we have, no?
I think the Department of Agriculture also recognizes the need and the possibilities for that. I mean, just today they're conducting a webinar on urban and peri-urban agriculture.
Yeah, okay.
So that is an important part of agriculture. One of the things they want to promote is people growing their own stuff. I mean, little things that they can grow in their homes, so at least they know what's in that food. You don't. They call it food miles. Like if your food has to come from somewhere else, then
Okay.
it's it's transported to you. So the fossil fuels burn in that,
Right.
emissions and all that. But if it's nearby, then you have that. But yeah, I think it is feasible. I mean, like, are you going to be rich from it for your backyard lang? Maybe, probably not. But
Or
at
maybe,
least you
Yeah.
know what you're eating, and
yes,
besides, gives you exercise,
right, right.
mental health. I mean, they're finding correlations that people that garden or touch the soil can have
Correct, correct.
better
Oo.
mental health and physical health as well, since you're
Yeah.
doing physical manual
Right,
labor as
right.
well. Anyway,
Oo.
so yeah,
Yeah, so it's encouraging, no,
yeah,
people to
sure.
like plant, no,
Plant,
and then consume. It's probably for family consumption or your
Right,
personal
right. But
consumption
even if
only.
it's not for consumption, kind of mga plantitas,
Ay, okay.
taking care of some plants,
Yeah.
at least you're happy.
Yes, yes.
It makes you smile.
But
And
I'm thinking really of something that we can consume, no?
yeah, I mean,
Something backyard farming, something that we can consume or perhaps grow in a pot.
right, right.
Oo.
So that's always nice if you can eat it, no? But
Yes, yes,
some
yes.
other people will have different
Dun sa
objectives,
bagay,
like they
yeah.
want it pretty with colors and flowers.
Yeah, so
It's
flowers
also
and
agriculture
everything.
anyway.
Yeah, yes,
Can't
after
eat
all.
it, but as long as you're happy with it. But yeah.
Can you mention, Sir Jobert? Now let's go to the lighter side of this particular discussion. Is there a memorable experience that you may be able to remember that has shaped you into the career that you are pursuing now?
Ooh.
Meaning goes into why you took up agriculture.
Nah, right. Well, I took up agriculture. That's mainly family background. Like I always around farmers and all that. So
Okay.
it made sense to go into agriculture.
Okay.
So kana. But also, you're kind of put in a situation that, for example, I'm here in FU with all the hydroponics, the
Yeah,
organic
yeah, yeah.
agriculture, and all that, and then you sort of like fall into it as well. So that more or less guides where I am now as well.
Between your mother and your father, who I both know incidentally, no? Who is the more green, so to speak? Or who is a green thumb? Who is more of a green thumb?
I think my mother. My mother.
Yeah, she is also in my mind,
Right,
no?
right. Yeah. So that's my mother then. Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
exactly, exactly. Yeah. This one, I asked you about a memorable experience, but I think your childhood, no, exposure has shaped your decision to go into agriculture. But I wonder, this is just parang suntok sa buwan, no?
Right.
Can you share a story of somebody, a person, whoever it may be, no, that has made a significant impact as far as pursuing a green career is concerned? I wonder.
Um, yeah, although when we talk about green career, I think for me personally, no, that's more the discussions that I have had or lucky enough to have been part of,
Yeah.
especially with farmers, what their struggles are,
Yeah.
what their ideas are,
Okay.
and we try to bring that into our in an academic setting, and hopefully we can incorporate that also into our lectures and our practices as well.
Yeah.
With the project that we have with the ducks and in the farm as well, to try to make it. When you talk about green careers,
Yeah.
yeah, we can talk about environment all day long, pero
Yes,
if it's
yes.
not profitable, it's going to go away real quick.
Okay.
Right? So it
Okay.
needs to be profitable. Anyway,
yeah.
so you're trying to find a balance.
Okay.
And for that, I think all the people that I've talked to, the organizations I've been lucky enough to have been a
A
part
member
of,
of, no?
and thank you to Foundation for allowing me
Yeah.
giving me the time
Yes,
to do
yes,
that.
yes, yes.
Then yeah, I think that helps a
Yeah.
lot.
So perhaps there's no single person, no,
No, it's
who
difficult
has
for me to
made
do that, no.
an impact as far as green careers are concerned.
Yeah,
No?
no,
But perhaps in the people that you have
Right.
talked to, no,
Yeah.
and this may be ordinary day-to-day
Sure,
individuals,
sure,
no, who
right,
go
right.
into farming or even agriculture,
Right.
not just for a living,
Right.
but as a way of life. I'd
Right.
like to put it that way. Now, there is, of course, AI is very much in demand today. How do you use AI in your profession?
From a teaching perspective, that's
Okay.
we have some guidelines in
Yes,
university
yes,
with that, no,
yes.
but I think like IoTs, for example, and the Internet of Things and all other
Yeah, yes, yes.
technologies
IoTs, no?
that they have. That's very useful for us. Again, we're hoping to learn more about it as well on our side.
Yeah.
That's why we're happy to learn from the computer studies
Yes,
department
right.
to see what's possible. Especially when I was studying, we didn't necessarily have that.
Yes, yes,
When I was
yes.
doing my master's, yes, then you see a lot of these automations and all that.
Okay,
We come back here, it's not readily available. But now it is, more of it is happening. There are more distributors, people selling it, selling systems like automated greenhouses and all that. So that makes it also quite interesting. And then
yeah.
you see things being more efficient.
Yes, yes.
Sometimes you need to worry then, yeah, with all this automation, where will the manual laborers go? What will they do? But yeah,
So AI may be used in agriculture in the academe, no? In the academe or
right. But even I think with
and
the when you're trying to automate stuff also,
yes,
right?
or in the researches that you may be pursuing also.
Right, it gives you a good overview.
yeah.
You have to be careful with it and responsible,
Right,
and
right, right.
honest with it as
Yeah.
well. No?
Oh, not only in agriculture, but any field
right.
for that matter. While you were speaking, I remembered a term again. No, they call it vertical farming,
Right.
probably because of the lack of space,
Right,
no,
right.
that we may have in the country. But very quickly, do we promote also vertical farming?
Yeah, we have one.
I think
We have one.
we have quite a number here, no, in
Yeah,
the
we
city
have.
of Dumaguete.
Yeah.
Or have they removed it?
No, no,
I
no,
don't know.
no. They have it. I think the vertical farming is quite a broad term.
Okay.
As long as you're using multiple
Yeah,
levels,
yes,
that's
yes,
vertical.
right.
We have a couple of models up there sa atong facility
Yes,
itself.
okay.
And throughout the city, you see a couple as well.
Yes.
So yeah, it's to utilize space.
Yeah.
If you can make it look pretty, there's that. And
Yeah.
yeah, naaraman.
Or
Naaraman.
perhaps
The walls, vertical walls.
yeah,
Some of the buildings have
exactly.
their
Exactly,
parang,
exactly.
ornamentals
Yeah, right.
on the walls.
It's
So,
like promoting greenery
Right.
and also a sustainable
Right.
environment.
Yeah.
So they put green on the walls, no?
Right, right.
Yeah, vertical farming for that matter. Yeah. Very quickly, no, before we cap this particular podcast, something light again, no? I'll ask you this question to cap our interview today, Sir Jobert. If green careers were a pizza, what toppings would you add? And why? If green careers were a
was a
pizza, what toppings? What's your favorite pizza flavor, for example? Would you top that on your pizza?
the problem is my favorite type of pizza is a margarita, so that's as simple as you can get.
Uh-huh.
So,
Okay.
but
Other toppings.
other topics. No, pero siguro I think because
Oh, yeah. Okay.
because the
To
green
promote
careers or
to promote the green career.
it's speaking of light, make it light. No, I mean solar technology is also there. No, I mean solar
Yeah.
irrigation.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
You know, when you mix solar farming with agriculture, so you're generating electricity as well as food.
Correct.
And
Correct.
it's all there. But I think when you try to do that, it's a mix of different things. Little things can contribute then to make it more green or more
Okay.
sustainable.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
difficult to identify one specific
Particular.
activity,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but if you make it a little bit of everything, you compromise, and
Yeah.
then I think then
Yeah.
it will make a decent pizza.
A
Then.
decent pizza, or perhaps a mixture of here and there, no?
Right,
Oh,
right.
a little something, and then
But too much of
mix.
it will also make it yucky.
Right. Yes. So everything in moderation,
In
as they
moderation,
say. No?
probably, yeah.
Yeah. And then one last question. I could not resist this, no, because this will really seal our discussion. If you may be able to predict the next big trend in sustainable farming, what would it be? Sustainability in agriculture, no? What would be a big trend? We're having trends now, no?
Right, right.
Oo. What would be the next kaya big trend in
What I'm hearing
sustainable?
right now is obviously in terms of the these lab grown meats,
What is that?
meat that is grown in the lab.
Oh,
Just grow it in the lab.
okay.
So
But
traditionally,
edible?
manggod, edible, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Traditionally, manggod, animal farming is supposed to be one of the more polluting agricultural activities, since you have to grow something to feed it to something, and then so there's a lot of inefficiencies. But as people get more money, they want to eat more meat as
More
well. That's
meat.
normal. Like you get more
Okay,
money,
yeah.
you have a fiesta. Dugay
Yeah.
nimong gitiguman.
Yeah.
Usually what you have there is karne, di ba? Kato bakag pista nga puro rautan.
Yes.
So karne gina siya. So kana, but when people are more conscious about what they eat, and hopefully agriculture is there to meet that demand.
Yeah, because that's still a branch, no, of agriculture.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
meat, poultry, and others. Yeah.
So siguro if not to predict but to hope that for the
Okay.
direction of agriculture, it'll be more
Yeah.
people being more conscious about the food choices that they make,
Okay.
and that hopefully policy and the production side of it can work together to find what that idea is of a sustainable
Yeah. Are
sustainable
people,
system.
yeah, very quickly again, are people not conscious yet now? I find people kind of conscious about what they consume, what they take in.
Alta social man ka. So, mo. No, pero I think,
Dili po,
especially
Oo.
there is ato, it's more, we're very price conscious. In terms of,
Okay.
if it's affordable, you buy that.
Yes,
You don't know,
yes.
there's no certification here.
Right,
So
right.
much there's no regulation. And as much
Okay,
like,
yeah.
nobody's saying, okay, kaning ampalaya, kanos ang manilas gi butangan og pesticide.
Yes.
Nobody's
yes.
checking.
Oo. And
It
we
has
don't,
to be.
Yeah.
There's a
Oh
system
my,
in place,
okay.
but it's not being implemented.
Oo.
But people don't necessarily, maybe they're not aware, or maybe they also don't care, as long as, bita ko namatay na, matay na gyapon tang tanan.
Okay, oo. Mga fatalistic, no?
Right,
Oo.
right. Pero kana, I hope that more people can afford to be more choosy.
Yes.
It's difficult to be choosy if you don't have
Yeah,
money.
right, exactly.
But at least I hope that. Pero I mean, we're not saying that organic is the only option. No? You can have other options as well. Pero I would hope that we have more people that can afford that choice, and at least hopefully that policy will help them make that choice. That
Yeah.
also there's pressure on the producers to
Yes.
produce properly
Yeah.
and safely, so that our consumers can have at least the best of what we can produce.
So yeah, there would still be regulation coming
Right.
in from government.
Because we're not the only
private
countries
sector.
doing regulations.
Right,
I think it's high time that we do,
Yeah.
with the amount of money being put into agriculture.
Yes.
At least hopefully,
Yeah.
again, kay kung dili po, magdaot po tong consumers adto sa government hospital, it's still the taxpayers paying for that anyway.
Yes. So it's
you might as well
it's-
keep them healthy.
Yeah, it's like how would you call that? Para bang it's a cycle.
It's a cycle,
Oo.
yeah.
So Everything goes back to its
Speaking of
end.
green, that's also one thing. No? I mean, how do you identify the true cost of food? Why is like not unnutritious food cheap and then fresh foods
Yeah, yes,
expensive?
exactly,
But if you
exactly.
know,
Exactly.
identifying how to do that,
Yeah,
that's a
exactly.
potential career as well for
Yes.
regulations and policy.
Yes, yes.
I hope to see more of
Yeah,
that in the
yes.
future.
And hopefully being made available to
To
everyone, no?
everyone, yeah.
Not just those who can afford it,
Right,
not just those who are able to understand it,
right,
no?
right.
Oo. But you know how it is when you need food
Yeah, of
to
course.
yourself. If you want to feed yourself, you
Right.
don't really like, is this
Right.
organic?
No, no.
Is this,
Yeah,
the pesticides that were put
exactly.
into it? Oh my
I'm
goodness.
hungry now,
Yeah, okay. So
and
I'll
this
let
make
you
me full.
go.
Right.
I will let you go. No, you have had coffee, but I have not had coffee yet.
I'll buy you
Okay, yeah.
one.
But
So
anyway, yeah, thank you very much. It has truly been such a nice conversation for this podcast. And I think it is providential, if I have to say it that way, that we have you as in this particular
thank you for having
episode
me.
of Speak. Because it concerns about agriculture, food, and everything else. Salamat,
Thank
Sir
you very much for
Jobert.
having
Thank
us.
you, thank
For
you, thank
having
you.
me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Yes, so yeah, we hope to see you again in our future podcasts. This has been Cecil Henove bidding everyone a pleasant afternoon.